I didn't even pull my fucking cards up. Ooh.
And here we go. Welcome again to another episode of Cardboard Conversations. I'm Pat the Pauper, as always, joined by MTG Gaming Bob. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great. I went and had a deep tissue massage yesterday. I'll be honest, I felt bruised even all through today, but dang, that lady worked some stuff out. She, working her elbow on me the whole nine, had that fancy Chinese oils stinking up the place. Ooh, feel good. Release some stuff.
Never
I
done that.
hope
Always been
everybody
kind of.
out there is feeling just as relaxed and pleasant as I am today.
While I appreciate that, and I would like to say that I understand it, I don't know. I just get kind of skeeved out by people touching me.
Oh, see, that's one of the funny
like
things
not my
about-
my girlfriends. It's cool, but like
Yeah.
strangers touching me, I guess in that
I was
way.
just gonna say, I spend most of my adult life trying to get people to touch me. So,
I'm very picky, very very picky about that. So it just I don't know,
apparently,
kind of creeps me out. It's a me thing for sure. Oh man,
no,
things are gonna
I'm a
get
big
weird
fan
here.
of that. Actually, my ex-wife was a nail tech, so I got quite used to getting my nails done, my feet rubbed and stuff. So, yeah, huge fan of that jazz. Yeah, see, Dave, he knows what it's out. Yep, good stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not. I
Hey,
don't bash anybody for doing their thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you like doing it, I don't look at you less. I think people kind of mistake that and sort of assume that because I don't like a thing, that I don't understand why other people like a thing. I totally get it, man. Totally get it. But it's just not my thing.
I love that. Oh, Clay. Hey,
Hello,
Matt. Great to have you here.
Did you do your homework, Matt?
I woke up.
No.
Hey, not everybody did.
We have tonight. I think right now would be a pretty good time to tell people, Pat, of what we have on deck, just to kind of get the juices flowing.
Yeah. So we've been working on something a little behind the scenes. I think we're still, pretty tentative, but we're pulling the trigger on it. We're going to call it Sleeve Sell Shred. So each of us came up with 3 separate cards, all based, of course, on our honest and personalized opinion on a card that we would want to sleeve up because we think it's underrated and underplayed, something we'd want to sell because it's overrated and overplayed, and something we'd want to shred because that thing's just garbage and we all know it, and we'll tell you why. So stick around and we'll have some in-depth conversation about some cards. And if it all goes right, I think we're going to go ahead and try and put a poll up as well. So stay tuned to my channel there, and you'll actually get to put in your vote on what cards move on to the next round.
True.
And some stuff like that.
So it's based off of the idea, and I'm about to demonetize you, Pat, but it's based off of like fuck, marry, kill, right?
Yeah.
Only for Magic cards. So that's the generic idea of what we're shooting for here, and we're going to try to let you guys pick. It's where I'm not going to tell you when I present my 3 cards. I'm not going to tell you what my pick is. I'm going to let the audience pick from the 3 cards. Each one that they would, we're gonna first put up the card to sleeve, the one you want to keep. That's your marry. And then then the remainder of the 2 are going to go up for a poll that you'll get to pick. So you're going to pick these guys for the. We can either go with the kill or the shred, or the second poll with the remaining 2 cards will be sell or fuck. So that will be the basic idea. So we're going to wait till we get a few more people in here. We tend to get people in as time moves on on our stream here. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in the sleeve sell shred. And if it's popular tonight, we could make this a more consistent thing if you guys have fun with it.
And speaking of have fun, I wanted to do a little tangent here real quick. Now, I know you guys as well are Diablo 2 Resurrected friendly players, so I wanted to know, have you guys thought anything about these terror zones that they're doing in the new public test realm? So it seems as though there's randomized places where you can get level 85 boss monsters, increased XP, so kind of varies up where you're going to be doing your runs. Have you guys thought anything about that? Is that something you're getting into?
I haven't even heard about it.
I caught a vague whiff of it, but to be quite frank, this week for me, you know what this week has been dominated. Maybe the audience doesn't, but you know what's been dominating my thoughts this week.
I don't.
I do.
Should I?
You should. I even put it in our chat. It's PvE. And Matt, you're going to be part of this. You said you signed up for it. Did
Oh,
you
you're
not?
talking about the boss. I'm not. See, you're super excited about that. I think it's going to be a kill. I think it's going to be a stupid event. I hope it's good, but I feel like it's going to not be done correctly. Quite honestly, so like, I don't want to hype myself up about it, and then like you come into it, and then it's like kind of crap. So I'm hoping it's good, and I'm excited to build decks with you, but I'm not looking forward to the event as much as I think you are, because I'm preparing myself to be disappointed, I think.
You're such a killjoy, man.
I know.
What a negative Nancy way to go into this. Man, I don't want
I
to go
don't
to
know.
Vegas. We're going to get mugged.
It's
I'm going to
smart,
lose all
though.
my
You know,
money
you
in the
gotta-
casino.
you gotta
and
I'm
all
just
the
excited for
fucking
Vegas.
stuff.
I'm just not that excited about the boss event. I'd rather do like sealed versus players that actually can make decisions as opposed to rolling
that's
a
where you should put
d20
your
and
money.
seeing what
Don't
the
go
boss
with
does.
me.
Huh?
Don't go with me. I am super stoked about it. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
and
excited.
what I'm really looking forward to, because you have a pretty keen brain when you're not so poopy, and that we actually figure out a way to export it for us to play with our audience members.
Mm.
You know, figure out how to recreate the wheel, so to speak.
If it's
Something
good, sure.
for yeah, we're going to get into that tonight, BBD. We're going to have sleeve cell shred coming up in a little bit here. But no, I've been buying singles. You know, I probably dropped $150 in singles this week. Just picking up stuff that I don't have, reaching back for cards that I just never even thought of. One of them was a Weatherlight one. It's the Noble Benefactor. I think that's what he's
sounds
called.
familiar.
And it's like a $2 card. I bought a Concordant Crossroads because I don't have one. I got the full art one from the Flirt one from Double Bubbles, because I have
Noble Benefactor is sick. I played that in my group hug deck.
Yeah, see, and it's along those lines with the group hugs. Not clearly, not everybody at the table better be playing group hug, otherwise you won't have anything effective to like kill the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So I will put in a win con, but I won't be I'll be more of a support role. You know, like when you think of archetypes in video games or other games, you often have your tanks, your DPS, your healers, or your support classes. Some games have support classes like enchanters from EverQuest that are there to mez mobs and basically do crowd control. Some are buffers, some are debuffers. You know, there are support roles even in D&D. You know, you have your more support type classes and those that are meant to do all out damage. Same thing. Speaking of Diablo 2, I mean, the Aura Pally and the Enchantress Sorceress, you know, those are just support type, and that's what I plan to do. I plan to enable everybody with shit tons of card draw, lots of mana, lots of just playing creatures for free, and artifacts and enchantments for free, and
speaking of
things back from the graveyard.
Speaking of playing creatures, are you guys going to dress up and do any cosplay? You know, Matt, are you planning on putting a big funny hat and, you know, bring a carved staff with you?
No, I feel like it'd be too difficult to transport, you know, going from, you know, Ohio to Vegas. Like if it was a local event, sure.
Yeah.
I actually have bought recently. I bought PVA foam. Well, I say recently, it was like, I think might have been pre-COVID, but I bought a bunch of stuff to learn how to make PVA foamed armor because I wanted to do something for like the Renaissance fair that are near me. But I bought everything and then I haven't touched it since. So it's unfortunate, but one day I'll get around to it.
I'm not a big cosplayer, unfortunately. I don't mind other people doing it. I love seeing it, but I do not partake.
Who are these people? Well, you'll have to rewatch and check it out from the very beginning to get the lowdown on that, Gothern.
Yeah, we introduced ourselves.
We're just some jackasses that somehow managed to find our ways onto the camera, and here we are.
Oh my god! I just figured out our channel name.
Oh yeah,
I totally got it. I'll wait till he comes back.
Wait, shouldn't it say Moonshot now?
Wow, look at the audience. I mean, I guess we have enough here to get started already, and we'll have more. But I totally figured out our channel name, Schmucks with Cameras.
Ooh,
The camera schmucks, MTG
Camera
schmucks.
schmucks.
MTG schmucks.
Card
Schmuck
schmucks.
pile.
Like I play on Card Sharks, but we're Card Schmucks.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better, Lance.
Advertising.
All right, let's. Yeah, why don't
Wow,
you know
that
what?
was
Do we
fast.
have it? I didn't even look at the notes tonight. I'm so unprepared. Like I told you guys, I have been all over the whole PVE boss fight thing, just dominating my thoughts, and I have not really even looked at our show notes, which
I've just been playing Path of Exile all week. I haven't looked at and thought about anything Magic related, to be quite honest. Like I barely was able to play my Commander.
I've been playing a bunch of
3-0
Brawl.
right now.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've got to say, I finally indulged in it. I've been playing Black for pretty much the first time in my Magic the Gathering career, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I'm really leaning into how the computer, when you play Magic the Gathering Arena, will keep all of your stats going. You don't have to worry about counters and all these triggers and stuff. The computer just does it. So I'm really enjoying doing a Rats deck. Yeah.
Like a Relentless Rats?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Pack Rat. So I've got a deck with like 34 of those fuckers in it. It's super dumb, and it really does work.
Does it use Thrumming Stone?
No, you can't do it in Brawl.
So dumb.
Yep, that's how I felt. But hey Ashton, great to have you here.
yeah, they need a much bigger palette for Arena. Period. Like they just need to bite the bullet, code all that shit in. If that's their flagship, that's their game. Code that in. You got it in MTGO. Put it in Arena. Take the time to do it. I'd be far more supportive if they did for Arena. If they had, basically all the available kind of formats to play.
I'd be even more supportive if they stopped neutering how many games you can win per day. After you win like 5 or 6 games, you stop getting stuff. You don't get anything except like
you get gold, but it takes like 20 gold for like 50 gold, or 20 wins for like 50 gold. It's pretty bad.
Yes, but I can play it on my phone, which is a huge thing. I got a new phone a couple of months back, and it's nice every once in a while when I'm in a boring car ride and I don't want to talk to somebody. I can just dick around on my phone, play that.
Does it actually run?
I missed your video today, Dual Ed. I came up with a new, like my brain is working well lately, folks. The Bloatus, the Dual Ed.
He's doing great. He counted to 6 and he had to take off his shoes.
He's got fucking numbers floating around his head right now. He's just firing on all cylinders.
And they're misfiring, so oh man.
Yeah, I'll play Arena for like a couple days, maybe a week, and then I'll stop playing for like 6 months to a year.
Oh man, I'm so happy to see everybody in chat today. I don't know why I'm so enthused, but thank you everybody for showing up. We got Clay Gilman, Ashen Wings, Mythic Hunter, Dual Brain, Cothern
Shot, Rip and Shoot. I don't know.
I'm going. Pack Opening Addict was here at least for a hot minute, maybe still lurking. Thank you everybody for showing up. I do appreciate that. Hopefully you guys are going to be into our new game. I hope at least it seemed like a cool idea. Hopefully it doesn't in Matt's estimation fall flat on his face.
I thought you meant our like 3-card game. I think our 3-card game would be more exciting than the boss fight.
Oh, God damn it. Pack, I'm gonna have to get online and let you beat my ass again. Although I did just get a really cool proxy deck. Thank you again, Matt, for setting me up with NPC Phil. That was really cool experience. I had a friend look over that Edric deck I got. Man, that stuff is wall-to-wall incredible art. Such a great experience.
My foil basic lands and then like a couple other decks I built. It's the first time trying the foiling process, and I'm quite pleased. So far, they're still flat. Wow.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting, a solid 30 to 50 different types of tokens, because for the price, I would just love to have a shitload of gold and spirit tokens, elf warrior tokens, really go all out with it.
Yeah, I've got to make another order, I think, maybe for this Galazeth deck, because this Galazeth deck is super fun. It won't be on the budget anymore, but we'll see. 3-0 with the Galzet deck. So far,
Well,
I'm going into week 4. Pretty high ranked up there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, everybody gets tokens. And, you know, basic lands. I don't think anybody gives a shit if their basic lands aren't real lands. Yo, everybody gets unglued lands. Happy fucking Friday.
Well,
You know?
I think with the glyphs, I think we might be taking that out of context. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pack Opening Addict, but you're talking about the Legends glyphs, which suck. Is that what
I
you're
don't know
saying?
what
You
glyphs
think
are.
that's what everybody's going to pull because I think they're common and they're just terrible. Though, Ed, I want to address that. I don't know yet. I think it's possible they could have where coming straight. But you know, you've opened enough old packs to know that oftentimes pulling cards directly out of the old packs,
Shit, man.
they didn't come out pristine, like straight from the factory. No matter,
Oh, he's
I
talking
remember
about
the old sets.
collectors
It's-
for Dominaria.
Yeah, he was talking about the glyphs. If you've ever looked at Legends glyphs, they just really blow.
No.
So that's going to be a real feel bad when you open your collector pack and get a Legends glyph, which is you know no financial value and totally unplayable
Just
card. They're
ignore
just-
the FOMO, guys, and if the set's good, then buy it. If it's not good, just don't care. Like the Legends
or
is
when
such
someone pulls
scam.
a textured foil common, that's going to be a real fun experience for that dude.
Ooh.
Are they going to make? I don't know what the pool is for textured foils. So,
I don't think they've ever announced it yet, to my knowledge.
like, it seems like they don't have a complete pool of the stained glass either. But I did see that people were getting stained glass cards in the draft pack, or at least was it set packs? I think it was. I don't remember what perp was opening. I think it might have been set packs. So looks like at least the stained glass is not specific to the collector box.
No, they're not.
So I think that those are going to sort of be a dime a dozen. You know, you're going to have an unlimited number of those stained glass cards, which is unfortunate. Yeah. So
Ooh, stained glass in any type of pack.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like they're showcased. And yep, there you go. Collectors is going to have the textured foils. So, cool.
I got foilies of all the stained glass lands. They're beautiful. They're actually really good looking.
Oh, it was pre-released this past weekend?
No, those
these
are ones
these
that
are
are
these are proxies.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, NPC proxies. But yeah, these are the stained glass, and they're in foil.
Let me blow you up.
Yeah, the card there. It's gonna try to like green screen some of the cards probably, but
That looks great, though.
yeah, these look fantastic. I got literally this entire stack of cards. These are all foil lands, just like any kind of proxy. Like I went and I got like the
Kamigawa.
Dynasty Kamigawa lands. I've got. I don't even know if all of these are actual real Kamigawa. They might have picked like different arts, but like I love this version, and then it's in full foil. And I don't know, these are maybe like a couple dollars a piece, but when it's green screen, but when you buy them from these autofill, it's like 25 cents. I've got the white. Ooh, that looks weird.
Well, Moonshot, what Matt showed you on the back side of the cards is not a Magic card.
Yeah, see? It says NPC proxy collections not for sale.
Yep.
They will not print the backs of Magic cards. They specifically make sure not to do that. And then the last one.
Yeah, I made a video on the deck I got. So if anybody's interested in seeing that, got a couple hundred views. So it seems as though it did pretty well.
Yeah, I've got a video I recorded opening these as well.
Yeah, I mean they don't print the back sides. That's why when I had these dual lands printed up, these are foil as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see it. On the back side, I printed. Hey, you're giving away my cards, but I guess that's a good segue into it.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I printed one dual land on one side of the card and the other dual land on the other. Make playing cards. They should sponsor us, by the way. So if you're watching this, I don't speak Chinese, but please sponsor us.
I want to learn Chinese. I've been trying to learn Vietnamese. No kidding, though.
Dude, man.
Like legit. I speak like already two English, English and Spanish pretty friggin' well. I took 8 years, and I've learned a little bit of Vietnamese and Japanese here and there. But I want to try and learn Chinese just because I think literally.
Then you can hit them up and ask them to sponsor Cardboard Conversations because we certainly talk about them enough.
They're so good. I love it.
It's honestly fucking legit. That's
you're gonna miss it, Ed. You're gonna miss our sleeve cell shred.
I was gonna say, do we want to start now?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get it started.
I'm
take
ready.
it'll
If
be
you
in
guys,
long
I don't know who wants to go first, but I'm
I'll go
also,
first.
I am ready.
I'll
Okay,
go
for
first
it.
since I have mine already up.
And what I want to say, I want to make it so that
Oh,
do not think of value. Do not think of the dollar value. I feel like because that'll
Well,
skew
it could
things.
be-
So like if try to
it
think
could
that
be
they're all
anything.
the same cost.
You know what? You pick them for whatever reason. These are in no express order. But the 3 cards that I want you guys to pick from. Oh, God. I'm just really bad at this OBS thing live.
I just want to take a moment. Shout out to one of my favorite guys in the whole friggin' world. It's the Dude Man.
Dude, man.
I fucking love that guy. Honestly, he's
Oh,
like my
shit.
spirit animal.
All right, hold on. Let me move it to where you can see it. Mo better. All right, so there's my 3 cards, everybody. I will let you know after all the voting is complete of which ones I thought I would sleeve, which one I would sell, and which one of these I would shred. So if we can get a poll going in on YouTube there, for those of you that are sleeping or just tuning in the background, this is an audience participation type of event. The reward is no real reward. You just get to participate. So in the first poll, what we're going to do is we're going to put up all 3 of these cards, and we want you to tell us which one of these you would sleeve. If you had these 3 cards handed to you, but you could only put one of these in your collection, which one of these 3 cards would you put? Wow, wording really well tonight. English is fairing. Which one would you keep? Which one? It could be because of the art. It could be because of the value. It could be because of the playability. It could be just because you can pronounce the actual card name. But let's get that poll up. I don't. You know what? I fail so hard. I didn't even tune into YouTube tonight.
I was gonna say, is that something Pat's doing right now?
It should be what Pat's doing because you and I.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. It just so I can do yes, no, and then 2 additional options.
I was gonna say because you can use straw poll and you can
I think
add
you.
in
I think
as
you
many
can.
answers as you want.
I think you can make those custom. Right? I think you can do
I've never done.
You put in a poll and you can. Yeah, I know. I watch Jake and Joel do it all the time. And Cothern, you do this all the time with your channel. I often see you put up a poll. So if
I figured it out.
You just gotta back over it and type in.
Yeah, no, I figured it out. Yeah, I'm just an idiot.
He figured it
so
out.
I don't have these in any particular order here. I tried to grab it on YouTube like a moron. And move it. Oh, hello. Woo! I'm so good at this YouTube thing. I should be a professional and quit my job.
I'm gonna say I feel pretty.
What I do. So I've got what I've got up here. I've got, in case you can't read it, I've got the ancient copper dragon from CLB. I've got faithless looting from the mystical archives, and I've got the lion sash full art here from Kamigawa. Let's go. Which of these would you sleeve up and throw that joker into your binder, into your collection, into your decks? That's what we want to know. And this would be akin to, I guess this would be Mary, right? This is the one you're married to, the one you're going to keep forever.
So what we're voting for down there, Gilman, is going to be what card you would want to sleeve, what card you want to save, what you want to keep.
I love the results.
I am honestly.
I can't see the results.
So currently, Ancient Copper Dragon is winning by a wing and a claw at 50%, with Faithless Looting coming in tied for 3rd place, I guess, with Lion Sash. We have a 2-to-1 ratio. Ancient Copper Dragon just showing us such a great face.
Showing us why it's $60-something or whatever it is.
I mean, I've had it played against me a couple of times. Those dragons do work. Honestly, when they connect, it's fucking solid. And I know it's one of Bob's favorite cards, so that's definitely what he wanted to do with it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'll share my personal take on these 3 cards after we get all the results. I don't know how much longer we want
I
to
think
keep
we're
that up
done. I think we're done. There's 10 votes and there's 10 people watching. So,
Well, we're going to wait for 11 then, because I don't like the results. All right. So clearly, we are marrying. We are keeping the ancient copper dragon. That's what the audience has spoken. That goes on our left ring finger. All right. If we want to run one more poll real quick. So it's down to Lion Sash and Faithless Looting. Let's put it up. Which one of these two would you shred? Hopefully you can make that adjustment pretty quick there, Pat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to blow me up so they can see the cards, read the cards. Reading the card tells you what the card does. So we are keeping that ancient copper dragon. That's in our vault. That is going into our collection. I don't know which one is going to get shredded behind me.
Out of curiosity, did you specifically pick Faithless Looting to make it shredding? Like, did you specifically pick that art to like skew people's?
It is. Well, I'm not saying the card in any fashion. I'm saying these cards in these printings.
Yeah, but you specifically picked the art that you hate.
Well, you know that. They don't know that.
Now they do.
Blow them up.
I'm trying to give them all the information available. This is the one we shred.
And hey, just big shout out to everybody out there in the audience. Happy Saturday night. Thank you for spending some of your invaluable time with us tonight. And just for that, big old hugs to all of you.
What is going on? I don't understand.
I'm in a great mood. Leave it alone, man.
It's a tight race between Faithless Looting and Lion Sash. Wow, I can't believe that half of the audience, there we go. It's a 50-50 split. We need a tiebreaker, folks. Somebody needs to speak up or we're kind of stuck.
What do we got?
Poll complete.
10 votes. Now, here's the thing, what I'll say about this card.
Dang.
I like Lion Sash, but I specifically picked Faithless Looting because I've played Faithless Looting and I've never played Lion Sash. I've played Faithless Looting in many decks. I've never played Lion Sash. So that kind of skewed my vote.
Well, Twiddler, vote. What have you got? Has everybody voted?
50-50 tie. For me,
boy, I don't know what to do in that case. I did not anticipate that.
Well, I guess we just bring it down to us. We're the deciding vote, right?
True.
It's our show anyways.
Sure.
Yeah. If I had to put my vote in, which I'm going to now, I personally, if I had to shred one of those cards, I'd shred Faithless Looting. I'm not a big fan of that whole rummage bullshit. I want a card that does work, and Lion Sash is it.
I would also shred Faithless Looting, this specific printing. I'm not a big red player to begin with. But I hate the art on this card. It doesn't feel like a Magic card. It looks like a joke. If you presented this to a bunch of people, if you put it on a table full of Magic cards, people would look at it and say, that's not a Magic card. It doesn't look like a Magic card.
Literally sleeved up in a deck to the right of me. Such a good card. The value.
That one I wouldn't shred, but I would shred it before I'd shred Lion Sash. I think Lion Sash is heat.
Bob,
do far more.
I think Dave right here has a funny comment. I'm just kidding with my votes. Well, that's how we got the last president. So stop being dicks out there, guys.
Everybody thought it was a joke until it actually happened.
If you want the game to flump, go ahead.
Yeah.
We won't do it again. So yeah, those were my three.
So iconic. That's interesting.
Shred, and it looks like the winner for, unfortunately, the married card, the one that's going in our collection, is going to be the Ancient Copper Dragon. We are going to sell the Lion Sash for all 35 cents or $1 or whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
And we are going to shred that horrible art from that weird-ass Faithless Looting card. So there we have it. Thank you very much for participating, folks. Yeah, hopefully that was interesting, and we'll keep doing it some more. Maybe even make it a weekly segment at least.
Yeah, that was fun.
We'll try to refine this as time goes on.
Yeah, and I enjoy the interaction that we get to give to the audience with the polls. First one was a little bit janky, I'll admit it, but I'm glad that we got that worked out. And if that stuff's enjoyable, let us know down there in the comment section, and we'll keep this kind of stuff going. We'll try and change it up. Yeah, thank you.
We're not actually going to shred it. We're not actually going to shred it, dude, man.
No, but hey, just to make up for it, here,
You're allowed to shred them.
how's this? I've got a bunch of Everquill Phoenixes, and I'll add to the pack.
Yeah, you should put that. That should definitely. Hopefully, that's on your list. Everquill Phoenix.
Everquill Phoenix. Who wants half an Everquill Phoenix? Anybody?
All right, who's going?
You know what would be interesting? Take everybody's shred card. Like you shred the Everquill Phoenix. I guess Joey Moss would be Terramorphic Expanse, and 8th place Dave would be that something Oasis.
Chef Oasis.
Chef Oasis. So
I fucking love that guy. Honestly, between 8th place Dave and MTG Remy, it's really funny how many Magic the Gathering comedy content creators there are. Oh,
and
yeah,
BBD. BBD, that was the way that I would have done it. I would have sleeved the Lion Sash, sold the Copper Dragon, and shredded the Faithless Looting. That was how I picked them.
I'm only here for the shreds. Yeah.
Oh, damn it. That's my...
Yeah, okay, so right there. How's that? That's the only way we'll do any giveaways for the rest of the year is cards that have been destroyed.
Oh, wow. I can't say that because Savannah Lions sent us, I did get the package, Pat.
Oh, it's wicked. It's wicked.
He sent us a card to do a giveaway with, right?
Oh,
but it's a box topper from Crimson Vow. And
what a dead set.
What's that?
I said, what a dead set. I'm joking, of course.
But here's the thing. So, Savannah, if you catch this,
it's an undead set.
So Savannah Lion, you catch this on the rebound. I will eventually give that card away, but true to form for me at least, I'm not going to open it before I give it away. It'll get shipped, sealed. That's how that's going to roll. So, whoever wins that card, they're getting a sealed box topper from Crimson Vow. So it could be Schrodinger's pack.
Schrodinger's pack.
If you don't know what it is, ask now. That Joker, that's what they're going to get it. And I think what you can get in those, right? You can get the in the box topper. Can you get the Emperor or Sorin? I think so. Or not the Emperor, Sorin or what's her name? Anyways. Ooh. Send packages out of I don't really like shredding cards though. I don't really like doing that. Not even Faithless Looting.
Well, it's definitely not going to be Lion Sash. That card's freaking awesome. I think the first game I ever played it, I had that thing up to like +10. It was just on point. Thing's very good.
And if you're playing white and Commander and you can't find use out of targeting removal in people's graveyards, wow, you're doing it wrong. That thing it's just too good.
What are you going to remove?
It's really too good. For 1 white mana, you can target removal. You can do repeated removal in a turn. So that thing is a beast. You get a bunch of white mana, remove a whole lot of cards.
Absolutely.
All right, I got my 3 ready. We're gonna do mine.
What would you shred a ledger shredder with? If a ledger shredder could shred ledgers, how many ledgers could a ledger shredder shred?
I'd shred it with a ledger.
You'd probably have to shred it with a ledger. Sure.
All right, who's going? I want to see your cards now, so I can fuck with it.
I'm ready. Boom.
Oh, blow them up.
Blam.
Oh, tough one, man.
Academy Manufacturer, Soul Ring, and Mystic Reflections. I try to think of cards that some people think are overpowered. Some people might not know are overpowered, but like Mystic Reflections are one of those cards that I didn't even understand how strong it really is until somebody plays their commander and you make their commander like a 1/1 elf, and then they find it really hard to get rid of. And then you got Academy Manufacturer, which has made my Galazeth deck apparently unstoppable. I'm 3-0 with it. And then Soul Ring as well, doing things like these are all cards I feel they're pretty good.
That's I like all of them. I don't want to sell or shred any.
And then the screenshot in the background is A game called Medieval Dynasty. It's a pretty good game.
Waiting for your poll there, Pat.
Yeah.
Yep, putting it up
Like
now.
this is particularly tough. I mean, Soul Ring has been printed so many times, so I already have 50 million in my collection. But I wonder if we should like refine this, that if you could only, like, you had to shred all your versions, sell all your versions, or you could keep all your versions of one of these in your collection.
I am
You
a
know what
little
mean?
surprised Academy Manufacturer took so long to be good, or value-wise.
I called it straight from the beginning. I'm like, oh, I like this card. And it was put out so quickly, right in concert with Zorn, which I think is undervalued. Like, it immediately got me thinking. And there's like the Fat Emperor Troll King or whatever it is. What is it from? Is it from Throne of Eldraine? Puts out like 3 food tokens or something.
Well, we've got a poll to do, man. You can vote that way. Right now, it's which card would you sleeve?
There we go, folks. Let's vote it up. Which of these 3 would you keep for your collection? You'd sleeve that thing, protect it, love it, give it a name, and put it in your collection. So the way the voting works, dude, man, is just on the poll. It's on YouTube there. If you can, hopefully you can see it. Go ahead and participate and click on which one of those 3 cards would you keep, sleeve it, and put it in your collection.
Not a single person sold.
I mean, it's not surprising.
I mean, it's a nutty card, but it's kind of boring. At least Academy Manufacturer does a lot of things that is interactable and it's fun. Yeah, Dockside was the first. I actually had initially it was Dockside, Soul Ring, Mystic Reflections, but I'm like, nah, Dockside's so much of a value card, kind of like Copper Dragon, where like nobody's gonna shred a Copper Dragon. They're always gonna sell it for value. So like I try to pick cards. Yes, Academy Manufacturer.
Yeah,
is
we
the
didn't
most
sell
valuable.
it. We sleeved it. People said sleeve it.
No, I know, but you're never gonna shred it, is what I'm saying. At least these cards, yeah, Academy Manufacturer is like $4, but at least none of them are like too terribly out of value. Mystic Reflections like $1 or something, which I feel is insane to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and what I'm really happy about is that we're kind of each taking a slightly different approach to this, and all yours are in that same. I mean, none of them are like in that hyper value, and none of them I don't think are in a controversial art form.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to express that with like specifically the versions that I picked for the cards that I picked. So it was kind of interesting that people would keep the Ancient Copper Dragon. I don't know how many people would actually play it. I wouldn't.
I have seen one person connect at our table with an Ancient Copper Dragon, and he made 4 treasures. So it wasn't, and then it died.
That seems very disappointing. Like, in place of that in a deck, I'm gonna pick Goldspan Dragon all day long. I'm gonna pick Terror of the Peaks all day long. I'm gonna pick Old Gnawbone all day long. Just better cards.
So it looks like we won. Academy Manufacturer won this round.
Kind of eked it out. It's a little bit closer than I expected, but that's not too surprising.
I like that Mystic Reflections actually got votes, and I'm actually very surprised that Soul Ring didn't get any.
You know that Jake spec'd on Mystic Reflection from Jake and Joel Are Magic, and he's disappointed because it didn't do like super well. But I agree with you. I think it's a card that has yet to see its day. I think it's so useful in so many ways. People just don't even realize it. So why don't you talk about it a little bit in the ways that you can use or abuse Mystic Reflection?
So the one that I know the most, as far as like personal like interactions with, there was somebody that played. I don't know if it was Living Death, but there was something that like it basically had wiped. It didn't wipe the field, or maybe it did. They basically. Oh, I know what it was. It was I played the blue-green spell that exiles everything, and then you get a fractal token. Everybody gets a fractal token equal to the power of everything exiled. So there was only 3 fractal tokens left, and then at the end, near the end of turn, another player went to play an instant spell that said, anything that went to the graveyard this turn, he gets on his side of the field, which that's obviously insane. But I had Mystic Reflection down. I was able to play with just a single blue Mystic Reflections. Everything he came in, I said, well, everything comes in as that fractal, and because it's going to have 0 counters, they all died. It completely negated that entire spell, which would have been a complete blowout card.
Oh, nice.
So I've personally played Mystic Reflection when in 2 different instances. I have it in both my Edric Spymaster deck because it's secretly an Elf Ball deck. So when you're creating like 7 or 8 tokens all at the same time, you just use this and it gets ridiculous. And same thing for Kaikar. I actually use this in that deck so I can have like 8 copies of Harmonic Prodigy come in at the same time. It's pretty friggin' incredible.
Right. And I think a lot of people haven't talked about that, like when the card first came out, that sort of strategy, like Avenger of Zendikar, it's going to come out like a whole bunch of something beefy, or that other red-green one that puts out 1 for each land that you have. But there are other ways that I didn't think of when it first came out to abuse this card. Understand, this is going to be sitting there with Foretell, folks. And as soon as somebody goes to cast their commander, no, it's not.
Yeah, I did that to David.
Their Blightsteel Colossus that comes out, no, it's not. The Emrakul that comes out, no, it's not. It's a not a counter spell, but it's a big womp womp of that thing is not what you thought it was going to be.
It's worse than a counter spell because if they don't have a way to sack the creature to get their commander back, or if they don't have a way to get rid of that creature, they can't recast their commander. They can't. It's similar to those enchantments like Lignify and Darksteel Mutations. Like it's those kind of like very hard to get rid of problems, and it's just pretty degenerate,
right? Or if you have some wimpy thing in your hand, you're drawing late in the game, and it's one of your early casts, one of your 1 casting cost creatures or 2 casting costs, and somebody's got a big nasty out on the board. Well, guess what? Yours is now too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's way better, way better than people give it credit for, and I think it still has. It's only printing in Kaldheim so far. I don't think there's going to be a call for it because it's not very expensive. I think it's going to have its day. I think it's going to see play more often in the future.
Sol Ring's getting shredded. I can already tell by the votes calling in. Oh, hold on, 50-50. Hold on.
50-50.
I like I was going to say, where's the Sol Ring love? I love Sol Ring. It's in every single deck.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, if you're casting Avenger of Zendikar and you have the Ruin Crab out there and you just make a whole bunch of Ruin Crabs, and I drop a land. Ooh, nasty.
True.
But like I said, it's gonna see more of its day. Mystic Reflection is. I like the card. I don't think it was. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for Jake, but that doesn't mean it's not a great card. Look at Academy Manufacturer. It took over a year for people to go, oh, shit, that is a good card.
It could be one of those cards that just take a little while for them to
warm up.
Yeah. Like Academy Manufacturer was less than $1 for a long time.
Yeah, and now that shit's what, $12 to $15 for one of them things?
No, it's only like 5 to 10.
It hopped up, it'll drop back down to like 7 or 8, I think.
Okay.
I just looked on Scryfo. It was $4.58 for the lowest version and like almost $10 for the highest. Which is
still a fantastic card. And
low,
it's gonna
honestly.
any treasures, any food, what is it? Clue? Is that the other one?
Yeah.
Yep. Clues.
Any of those, any of those that get created in the future, any cards that mess with those, this card's gonna.
If you've ever played against it, you'll understand. Or played with.
I think the only thing that hurts it is it's a Modern Horizons card.
It was open to hell, yeah.
Well, not only that, but I don't know. Are Modern Horizons cards legal in Pioneer? I don't think so.
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, come on, guys. We need a little bit of action here. We can't still be tied 50-50 when it comes to these polls.
There's 10 votes, 13 watchers.
Let's go. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and vote on this poll. Would you sell if you had to sell one of these and shred one of these, the Mystic Reflection or a Sol Ring? Which one would you shred? Although you put up sell on this one.
This one's the sell. Well, I guess it doesn't matter what order you do them in, but sure. Whatever
You're
card you don't
selling,
pick
you're
is getting
saving
shredded.
the Mystic Reflection from the
Oh!
shredder, folks. Wow, that is way too close. But you put up 3 cards that are super close, so it doesn't surprise me.
It's good.
I hear you, Clay. I hear you. Like, we have to like refine this a little more, so it's not quite so easy with something like a Soul Ring. That basically you can only have one of these in your collection. That means the other ones you're never going to have one.
We could do it so that
Sell
like
every
there's
copy that
one
you ever get, or you'll shred every copy that you ever get.
for shred. Shred could mean, or instead of shred, it could be like delete from the game, like it no longer exists.
Ooh, remove from Magic.
Yeah, remove.
Well, I think it'd
gone.
be easy to remove Soul Ring. I think a lot of people go that way. People really hate the fast mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
It's
I'm almost
too
glad
ubiquitous, is what I think it is.
Arena.
It's become too vanilla. It's like, oh, Commander Deck, save at least 3 spots. We need Command Tower, Soul Ring, and Arcane Signet. All right, now we got 95 more cards to go, or 96 more cards.
So I think that's close enough. Unless there's one more vote for Soul Ring, I think we're good.
Last call. All right, there we go. The total says.
So that was.
So that's close, but yeah, Soul Ring gets the shredder.
That's so close.
So we're shredding Soul Ring and Faithless Looting, the crazy art version from the Mystical Archives.
Yeah.
What you got, Pat? We'll do one more round here, and then we'll move on to the next.
I'm putting it all into the poll thing right now.
Fantastic.
I'm sleeving up
so
my.
How is it like?
Beautiful...
I thought that. When does Dominaria United actually release?
September 18th. Is that right?
Okay, so I've got
next weekend is pre-release.
But there we go. I think that works out.
Yes.
So
although it's cut off a little bit by your name tag.
Yes,
the bottom card is. It looks like Imperial Seal, Silence, and it's so blurry. I have no idea what the other card is.
Cloud of Fairies?
Cloak of Feathers.
You're close.
Oh, I should know that. Well, I don't know that art too much because it's the Portal one.
So I've got Silence. So players cannot play spells this turn. The newly re-released Imperial Seal, along with Cloak of Feathers. Now, these are all pretty different kind of cards. They've all got their own independent uses. Well, mostly, except for one, in my opinion. But you'll have to figure it out yourselves. Go ahead and put your opinion down in the poll there and tell me what you want to get sleeved up. Which one is
sleeve up? Huh?
Which one are you keeping? Which one are you married to here?
It's a little sad because one of these cards I would play and the other two I would never play.
Yep.
But it is a card that I don't like. The one that I would play.
And they're all 1 casting cost?
I like that they're all 1 casting cost.
That's an interesting take, too.
Yeah, I did like a little theme on it. Wow. I've got to say, I'm pretty surprised with the results so far. It's definitely not what I was leaning towards. A very interesting take.
It's what I'm picking. I would never play anything but the Imperial Seal.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I think Cloak of Feathers for me is such a great card and super underrated. For 1 blue, you get a draw, which is already 50% discount, and you're giving a creature flying. Ooh, that one's the keeper for me.
But it's a sorcery, though.
Mm-hmm.
Sorcery, I hate sorcery speed things. I mean, it's fine. It's not that big a deal, but
we shouldn't be influencing people. We should let the audience pick.
True.
Clearly not influencing anybody. Have you seen my subscriber count? I'm not influencing a damn soul.
I don't know. I mean, to poo-poo on, you got 700 plus subs. What are you, 750-ish, somewhere around there?
Yeah. You're
doing better than us.
We're catching them.
It's just the voice.
But here's the thing.
That
we're both of our channels have something very similar that we do what we want to do. You know, we're not in this to try to get the subs. You know, we're not. It's not that we don't want subs. It's not, but we're not, you know, specifically changing our content to do what the algorithm wants us to do to be popular.
Yeah, I do the content, and then I try to my best ability. I try to know what figure out what the algorithm is going to want in the title and the description. But yeah, Bob and I just, I mean, even Pat, just do what we enjoy doing, and we hope that that's enough.
And we hope that you guys feel that, you know, that we're doing this just for the pure love of it. Looks like we're keeping Imperial Seal.
Absolutely.
We need sound effects. That's what we need. Music.
No,
we need sound effects.
We don't need sound effects.
We do.
No, I feel like sound effects are cheesy.
I'd be good with sound effects. Yay! All right, I'll do real human sound effects. Yay! Imperial Seal.
Because honestly, of the three, Imperial Seal is like. I should have voted for silence.
I voted for silence.
I think Imperial Seal is kind of bad.
I'm not sure if I can vote.
Oh, I voted for every one of them. I don't give a shit. You can vote.
And
one vote.
Oh,
well, it's not. When I say sound effects, I don't mean like cutting to different clips. I'm talking about just like so you can hear or I think those are kind of cool.
I don't like sound effects.
Not overdo it.
I'm okay with it. Or without them, I mean.
No, you guys are happier. That's what we need a poll. Should we do sound effects?
Exactly. It's not. I don't know who DJ is, but exactly that. It's not DJ.
All night doing fucking polls. That's going to be the new theme of these streams.
Should we do polls?
Solid hour polls.
Well, we should do a poll to see if we should do polls.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, so let's go for it. That leaves us with silence and your cloak of feathers.
Cloak of feathers.
Yeah, that's why I picked Imperial Seal Clay, because I get it. A tutor is great. I hate that it goes to the top of the deck. I hate that it's sorcery speed. But it is the best of the three cards.
Ooh.
Which of these is going to the chipper shredder?
And I will say that, like, Cloak of Fairies should be my vote to sleeve because flying wins games. And I've said since I've ever started playing Magic is that, like, evasion or flying. I've always said flying wins games. Yep, can't block that. It's flying. Yep, sure, can't block that. It's flying.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of commander, and I would see that silence has a much bigger impact than a single creature getting flying and drawing a single card.
See, for me, silence, I've only used on other people's turns.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
Incredibly effective, and it's the meanest shit ever.
Especially with somebody who's like clearly running away with the board, and you go silence. Like untap silence before they even draw.
One of my favorite things is someone puts out a Bolus's Citadel, and then you just wait and silence them. So it's like, yeah, there you go.
And then they look, there's a land on top. They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
I think silence has far more impact
on silence. Moving ahead for our sell card, which means we're going to go ahead and shred up that there Cloak of Feathers.
Poor portal. Perfect. All right, so let us know what you think about the sleeve sell shred game, folks. Is this something that you enjoy? Is it something you'd like to see us do again in the future? Give us your input. And for those watching after the live recording, leave a comment. Let us know how you would improve the game, if we should put some parameters around it. This is a very rough first run through this. So we thought it would be a fun way to get the audience engaged and thinking in a different way about Magic. And hopefully it was a little fun for you guys. And if you were playing this after the fact, let us know in the comments, which ones you would sleeve sell shred.
It was super fun.
Go subscribe to MTG Gaming Bob.
Yeah.
True.
Yo, for real. And like most of the people in chat, like just click on one of these guys' names. They probably have a channel too. That's
true. That's true.
A lot of the community that watches, they typically watch each other and help each other out. It's pretty awesome.
Fantastic.
Oh, hey, what up, nobody? Hey, it's great to have you here live. Thanks for coming in. Just an absolute treat to have you this evening. Thank you very much for showing up.
So is nobody SL?
Digitally shred. Wow, we'd have to come up with. We'd have to like go out on Fiverr and figure out somebody to give us a digital shredder.
Oh my God.
Build with digital shredders.
That's why I was so quiet for the last 20 minutes. Is I was just like doing shit on the computer. That's
I can,
just like,
I can try to see if there's something like that. There might be something.
This might sound like a cool draft thing too.
Oh yeah, draft the worst card. That
sounds like a terrible idea. Try to make the worst deck. All right, we're gonna draft, and you have to draft the worst deck. The point is to lose while trying to win.
Lose in the coolest style. I love how see-through my cans are.
You draft a whole bunch of creature removal and just keep blowing up your own creatures.
Oh my God. So I was playing I've been doing a lot of arena lately. You know, if anybody wants to get in on it, hit me up in the comment section, we'll talk. But there's some people that just make decks that don't win. They just try and fuck you over for like 12 turns in a row.
That's not what I do it for. I build decks. I don't care if they win. I'm just trying to complete the dailies. Honestly, I just want to complete the dailies as fast as possible. So honestly, the people that really, kind of burn my short hairs are the ones that are sitting there taking 30 minutes to make a decision. I'm like, you have 2 cards in hand, buddy. I'm at 2 life. You're at, 25. Just play a card. All I care about is casting cards. Please, let's get on with our day.
I just want to do the thing.
I just want to throw cards down. That's all I care about. And so I build decks that don't really have any clear design. They just, it's just the 2 colors. I have every 2-color combination, because if you're not aware on Arena to complete your dailies, let's say that you have to cast 20 black or blue spells, a black and blue spell, if they have a black and blue in the pip, or if they have what's that when you can do either or, what's that called?
The hybrid
mana. Those count for 2, right? So if you cast your, black blue spell, Dimir Rogue, it counts as 2 cards being cast, so it gets you through your daily faster. So I don't really care if they're that effective. I just want to get my colors out.
Oh shit. Okay, Matt, do you know the story behind that? That's very interesting. So there was
wow, you found it.
So there was an actual art house auction, and there was a like $1 million painting up for sale, and it was by Banksy, who's pretty famous for doing crazy stuff like this. And he actually had a full-size picture frame, like a painting frame with a shredder built in, and live during the auction, it started shredding the $1 million painting someone just won.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's very fucked.
Is that why it's called the Banksy shredder?
Well, there you go.
That's crazy. Well, there you go. You got your wish, a digital shred. It's not fully shredding, so that kind of
it kind of just it just kind of stops.
Yeah, that's when they pulled it off the wall. They literally like grabbed that shit and ripped it off the wall. Yeah.
But it's fairly easy to do, so
fucking cool. Wicked cool.
It's just called the Banksy shredder.
The Banksy shredder.
You just upload a photo and you just click go, and it just does it. Banksy is an anonymous English street artist who wows the public with his satirical street art. Recently, the public witnessed to a stunt event occurring in the famous Sotheby auction house in London. This is when the famous girl with balloon artwork by Banksy was shredded in front of a shocked audience minutes after being sold. There you go. Some specific lore behind the Banksy shredder.
We're all basic, dude, man. It's funny. I had a conversation about trying to convince somebody at a work function this week that I'm really not too snooty. I'm not too high class. I've even described myself as a high-tech redneck. But I was having a conversation about, real beer. I'm a beer snob. That's what I was trying to say. I'm really not a snob. I don't know. You'd know better than Matt. I don't know if you consider me snobbish or not.
Not really.
About some things I am though. I'm snobbish about beer. Like I'm all about craft beer. I would not. I don't drink PBR. Sorry, folks. I don't drink Natty Light or Keystone or any of that shit.
I haven't found a single beer that I enjoy drinking, so I don't like any of them.
And that's fine. But I mean, people are. I'm snobbish about my toilet paper. It's Charmin or nothing. I can't stand, sandy freaking toilet paper.
Yep. I have a specific toilet paper that I pick every time. It never changes.
Right? You want your butt to feel good. And I was and then about halfway through the conversation about, like, if you know anything about steak, if any of you have ever really eaten a fancy good steak somewhere, and it's probably going to run you a few pennies, probably in that $50 to $100 range for a really truly good steak at a good steakhouse from a chef, that's prepared. There's a whole thing that goes into good steaks. And if you put A1 or ketchup or some shit on there, you should be slapped. The steak is beautiful the way that it is, and they let it rest. There's a whole thing that goes into it. And a lot of people, they've never had anything fancier than like a Applebee's $12 steak. And to them, which isn't terrible, but
now, and I don't remember.
Yeah, they got the Walmart specials going. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus, yeah.
Buy, sell, hold. I got you, Coach. I like that idea, and we can expand that.
Oh, I lied. Mine's Quilted Northern. I take it back. It's not Charmin.
I mean, but hey, it's your mojo. It's your thing.
Yeah.
I personally hate wine, even though I was a wine rep for a time.
One thing I'm going to do in Vegas for sure, if we go to a place that has it, is order a dry aged steak. I've never had dry aged, and I know it's going to be pricey, but I want to try it, and I want to try it at a place that I think is going to be hopefully known for it. So if we can find one,
I think they have a Chris's Steakhouse.
Yeah, I definitely want a good steak. I haven't had a good steak in a.
Let me tell you, Vegas will have it.
I assume they'll have anything I want. That's why I said for my birthday, I definitely want to get dry aged steak. I want to try it.
Yes, Pinky's out. Pinky's out there, Coach. Yeah, actually, we're staying at the Paris, and from what I understand, they're pretty much like the second best hotel for top places to eat in Vegas. So,
good.
Like inside our hotel,
they might even just have it in the
it'd be pricey though. I mean, we're talking like the two of us go to dinner. It's $150 affair.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh wow, that's big ball.
It's my birthday. I don't care. Like normally I'd be like, yeah, that's crazy expensive. But for my birthday, whatever it takes, I don't care. Like basically, I'm putting very little limits upon what I do in Vegas.
Well, and that's cool. And you know what? I'll hang with you, bro. I mean, it's not that I'm made of money, but yeah, I'm willing to throw some cash down. And honestly, I think I hate to say it, you're a little lucky that you're going with somebody who's a Vegas like I'm a well-traveled person and I know Vegas pretty well.
Oh, I've already said to anybody I've talked about, I'm like, I'm just happy I'm going with somebody that knows the area. Like it's perfect. It's great. A good friend.
So Vegas is going to have
the area. It's going to be a good time. But
if you're going to want something like that, I'm going to tell you right now, we need to start looking at setting the reservations well ahead of time, because those places, when you're trying to go into someplace like that, guess what? We're going to Vegas, where people are flying in from all over the world that have big fat wallets, and they just have like seated reservations all the time. You know what they have that's somewhat new that they didn't really have a lot of, or at least didn't advertise it publicly. I was just watching some videos. They're starting to open a lot of speakeasies. I don't know if you're familiar with that concept.
I've heard of it, and
it's a bar within a bar or a restaurant within a restaurant. If you've ever eaten downtown, and I think they even closed it. Oh, what the hell is the name of that place? Where you could eat in the normal restaurant, or you could eat in the old Bank Vault at Tower City. And I've eaten in the Bank Vault. It was a really cool experience. But you have to belong to some certain club, and it was because my work had that reserved, and it was part of like a appreciation package for me. I got to go in there and eat some filet mignon, and it was nice.
That's cool.
But the idea is that it's a more exclusive sub area of the place that you're going. And understand, even back in the day, and you're gonna have to, well, if you're going to Vegas for this and you have any intention of kind of broadening your experience and going to places, they have dress codes, even to like clubs. And I got booted out of a line. I waited for 4 hours and got denied at the door. I had those like suede. You remember? I don't know if you guys remember. They used to have the suede high tops, like back in the 2000s. They were like $150 Nikes, but they were suede. And they said my shoes didn't meet the dress code after waiting for 4 hours in a line.
Bah.
Yeah. So just saying, you can't just go in like, Billy Bob Thornton and expect to get seated. So you're going to have to bring appropriate clothes, and you have to plan ahead for some of these things, because many of them, even if you have reservations, you still have to wait in line. So I've had a really wide variety which makes sense, Alex, for venison. It really depends on the species of deer. It really depends on the area, what the deer have been eating, what the seasons have been like, and what food sources they've had available. Really affects the flavor of venison. Like, even in the same area, they can taste widely different. It's not like, we're so used to eating like steaks, and they're fed essentially the same type of grain and feed all the time. So it's a fairly consistent taste. When you're eating wild animals, you can have a pretty wide variety of taste depending on what they've been eating.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And even like what time of year it is too.
And how old the animal was. And
you can tell coaches from the Great Northeast. Sometimes, Coach. But like I said, I've eaten, plenty of. Up here in Ohio, there's a shitload of deer. Trust me, and we're in an area where people shoot them a lot. My old boss. He's not an old guy; he's a young guy. But a few jobs ago, my parents used to let him hunt on their land. He had exclusive rights. He's the only person that hunted on their land because he's a bow hunter. And we would get some even on their own land. So the deer that came literally off their land would taste different from season to season, time of the season, age of the deer. Honestly, my favorite thing to eat from deer that seems most consistent, it's venison sausage. Adding a bunch of seasoning to it, so it's more consistent.
I had venison when I was really young, and that's about it. I've never had it that often. I remember being good.
And same thing with alligator. Like, I've had alligator before a few times, and sometimes it's really chewy. Sometimes it's really succulent. Just depends.
Yeah, and also alligator is really difficult to cook for most people. So that's a big difference as well. If you're eating it in the South and you've got a well-seasoned chef, they're going to be able to cook that stuff real nice. But if you're getting that in like Connecticut, your alligator is going to taste like shit, man. Just be honest with yourself.
Yeah. How do we got into like fine dining? Sorry.
I just brought up steak that I want to do it on my birthday.
Yeah. Honestly, if people didn't want to listen, they just leave. I mean, there's still 9 people listening to us babble about aged steak, wine, and, being fancy and weird stuff.
Because we're fancy. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, it's a pretty big week now that everything's spoiled. I think it's probably we should at least address it. And I don't know if we want to bring up cards from Dominaria United. Kind of a more overall feel. A lot of people it's been such a crazy set for such a wide variety of people loving and hating it.
I've only seen that Liliana was spoiled, and then a couple other cards that my buddies have spoiled to me, but I haven't seen like that many. Is it the whole set out yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
everything's been spoiled.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Like I felt bad because, and I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to plug Lotus Lookout. And if you guys are going to buy some stuff, he really does have great deals, and he announced some stupid good, like, was it buy one collector box, get the second collector box half off?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, wow. Okay. That's a really, really good deal.
Meanwhile, Rudy's selling the boxes for $250 a thing.
See, that's
did you see that I posted
Rudy's patrons for a while? I even paid Rudy to open a box for me at one point. I probably ended up buying like 2 or 3 cases through the guy. But by and by, when he's got sales, they're okay enough. But most of the time, you're just paying that fucking monthly fee and getting nothing good for it.
Me
So
personally, I like it because I feel like I can depend on it not being tampered with. I don't, there's no thought in my mind that he's actually going through and like resealing packs. Like to me, you're getting a very low risk transaction as opposed to other places cannot definitely cause potential problems. So that's why I'm still a patron and I like the guy. I think he's good for the community overall.
oh yeah,
I
I've
do
got
too.
no issue with his presence or the content he's putting out, the standpoints he takes.
There's
It's
definitely a fee
interesting
though
stuff for sure.
per month, and you don't really get a ton besides. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a great financial deal. At best, it's a wash for what you could find out there if you're a smart shopper.
Right. Exactly.
But like I said, the Lotus Lookout right now, he was on the round table and gave a code that was, I don't know if it's still valid, but it was 10% off. 10% off. God, I'm speaking
10%
well.
off. You're on
10%
fire
off, and I ordered. I don't know. Did you see that? I ordered the case of Commander Legends Baldur's Gate for $4.59 delivered.
Yeah.
I mean that comes out to $76 a box delivered, and it's draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
unfortunate.
Why
Draft sucks. I know you love it.
you don't want to. You don't want to draft Commander Legends.
I want set boxes all day long.
You don't want to draft, and I'm talking about it. I bought it for us to draft.
Yeah, I'll draft
Literally.
set box. I'll draft it. I mean, it's fine. It's just as far as
Commander Legends Draft was one of the most fun experiences I've had over at your house in a long time. What a fantastic product that was, and that's even if Commander Legends Baldur's Gate doesn't have the best cards, I think it's going to be a very similar experience.
I was gonna say I don't know if it will be, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I'll have to do it. I'll do it.
See, and now I have a case to do that with, and at $76 a box, I'm not going to care about ripping.
Wait, I lied. I drafted a bunch of Baldur's Gate online. I did a bunch of Arena for Baldur's Gate. It was fun. I liked it.
What did you play? But did you draft it for Commander?
No.
Okay, well, I'm talking about drafting for Commander.
It's still like it still has good enough cards to where like it's draftable is what I guess is what I'm saying. Like I know the set enough to where I can see where it being fun drafting for Commander. So yeah.
So cool. with Dominaria United, I'm going to say this. I think it's unfortunate for any set that follows on the heels of a banger set. So anything that came after Modern Horizons 2 is in kind of trouble because you're trying to meet that same bar for a set that's not a master set, that's not a special set. And this one is on the heels of Double Masters 2022. So I think it actually helps that they spaced it out a little more, though. 2 months between the releases there. If you're going to have a long pause, put it between your banger set and whatever next set comes after it. You can't have standard sets as powerful as your master sets and your special, modern sets. And it's always going to kind of feel bad. You know what I mean? Because people sort of confuse those in their mind. They just see them as sets.
So far, this definitely feels like a very solid follow-up to Double Masters 22, which I was expecting it to feel a lot like this time last year when we were getting the power down for winter, which definitely fucking happened. Let's be honest. Those Innistrad sets were
bad.
Shapoopy. I'm going to say it. So if this is the equivalent change in that, I think that we're in for a real good next year or two. I just went over yesterday with a buddy of mine and we watched Wizard's stream that they just did, a couple of days ago, laying out the map until winter 2024. And I'm really excited to see some new Phyrexians. This is going to be a really interesting upcoming year. So like we've said before, be smart with your money. Make sure you get the stuff you want to get. But if you know that that's something you're interested in, you might have to start saving up early for it. I know myself, a lot like what Coach is saying, is Dominaria Remastered for me is going to be the time spiral I missed out on before.
So but again, that's not a standard set, though.
For this coming year.
Right, that's not on almost all purchases for Dominaria.
To compare Dominaria United, like I bought the collector boxes purely as an investment. So I mean, you guys know this. I bought a case of the collector boxes. I think they're still going to be solid, with the with the Legends cards in them. I don't care what you say. I just fine. You know what? We'll see. We'll see what time time brings, but I'm betting that over time, within the next 5 years, people will look back at it very fondly and go, you could pull legends out of that thing. Now, that being said, is the set as strong as Kamigawa? No, clearly not. Are there some really good cards in it? Yeah, there really are. Is it on theme? I think it has a real flavor win, though. The biggest disappointment to me has to be the Karn's Planewalker. It just wow, what a giant flailing miss. And it seems very bizarre to me that that's the card that they really missed on, because he seems to be the central figure in this part of the storyline. But you're making him I'm not drafting that thing. That's terrible. I'm not putting it in any deck. I'm not drafting it. It's just Karn poop. It's bad. And after a legacy, it'd be like coming out like an Ugin card that sucks. Like Ugin's always been kind of looked at like, wow, that was a great card.
Did they finally make a bad Karn?
Have you not seen it?
I'm trying.
I don't want to paint you. Let's pull it up, because
I haven't seen anything.
Can we go ahead? Why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead and pull it up and let's review just a few cards? Because have you seen Shieldred? Like, that was spoiled a long time ago. Yeah, Shieldred, in my opinion, folks, great. That's Turgid 2.0. I'm just going to say it right now. That's going to be a salty, feel fucking bad card. People are going to hate this thing. They're going to hate it in Standard. They're going to hate it in Commander. They're going to hate it in Pioneer. They're going to hate it anywhere it hits the board. And it's got a 5 butt on it with Death Touch for 4.
4/5 Death Touchers, pretty solid price for 4.
Right? And it has a static ability. Oh, I'm going to tap that thing. Okay, cool. And every time you draw a card, you lose 2 life. Every time I draw one, I gain 2 life. It's like,
I don't think it's Turgid hate, but it's annoying for sure.
Oh, well, let's say this. You don't think it's Turgid hate, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's say that you drop that Joker and you have a bunch of wheels loaded up.
Yeah, sure, but there's a lot of other decks that do that as well. Like that, like she just helps in a deck archetype that already exists. There's already a discard archetype. She goes in there for sure.
I'm not talking
about. There's like
discard.
5 other. There's 5 other cards do that. 5 other cards that do that.
It's not a discard. It's a draw.
Well, no, I know, but like when you're wheeling, you're discarding. So there's what I'm saying is there's an archetype for draw ditch that plays all the wheels, because you're making them lose life every time they draw a card or ditch a card.
What I'm saying is you could also put in like the draw engines, right?
Sure.
Like that the wheels don't have. That
She's
it's just
great.
straight draw.
I just don't think she's as hateful as Turgid.
Like Time Spiral. Play this with Time. Isn't that what it is from Urza Saga? Time Spiral. Not Time Spiral. No, Stroke of Genius. That's what it is. Brain Geyser, Stroke of Genius. I'm just saying, for a card in a standard set, this is going to make people salty as F. Why are we not showing cards, folks? Who's sharing?
Create a tapped Power Stone.
I'm trying to pull it up. My internet's just being a bitch.
Matt, can you pull one up and share it?
I'm reading it.
I know, but the audience probably wants to read it too. I don't think the audience wants to watch you reading and thinking.
No, I'm reading it.
See the card and then talk about it while we're looking at it.
I'm looking at a card.
Yeah. I'm reading it. You want me to read it to you guys? I'll read it.
So we have, for 4 colorless, you get a legendary planeswalker coming in with 4 loyalty. Its +1 ability is create a tapped Power Stone token. An artifact that has tap, add colorless, only to spend for non-artifact spells. Can't be spent to cast an artifact. -1, pay any amount of mana. Look at that many cards from the top of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand, the rest on the bottom in a random order. -7, get an emblem. Tap an untapped artifact you control. This emblem deals 1 damage to any target. Yeah.
Can you blow up Matt? You can see it better on Matt's screen.
Nope.
Nope, apparently not. I don't know if he's in his own world or he just... Pat, are you with us?
What?
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
I was asking if you could blow Matt up because he's got it big on his screen. Okay, well, we'll move on from that. But what do you think about it, Matt?
So the +1 is cool. Why is it tapped? Don't know. That's annoying. The -1 is kind of lame. If it went to the battlefield, it'd be good. So that'd be nice, but that's kind of bad. The -1 and the -7 is okay. He's a 4 planeswalker for 4. I mean, he's not terrible, but it is kind of lackluster.
So let me ask you this: picture playing this, right? So let's think about it in terms of playing. So on turn 4, you're going to get Karn out, right?
No, on turn 2, you're going to get Karn out.
How are you going to get Karn out on turn 2?
Because he's 4 mana cost. I think you can do Soul Ring.
How are you going to get this out in standard on turn 2?
Why are you talking about standard? Who cares about standard?
This is in the standard set.
Yeah, who cares?
Really? You're not going to play a better version of Karn for 4? Clearly, every other version of Karn is better than him.
Are there Karns for 4? Normally they're like 7, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. No, there's Karns for 4. Karn, the great creator.
Karn MTG. How many Karns are there? Like, I know Great Creator's good. He's pretty solid, but he's got no ulti. Sag.
But it's still between those two. Which one are you putting in your deck? Come on, get real. And the other Karn is just like a win con.
Trash, or does it get a pass? Put it down there in the poll, guys.
Although, actually, you know what? I wouldn't play Karn the Great Creator. His minus does nothing. You may choose an artifact you own from outside the game or in exile. I mean, I guess there's ways to exile stuff, but
in modern, and
they need to add a way. They need to add like a mechanic to where you have like a sideboard-ish type thing for cards like this for Commander. I think that's time.
Again, I would still play this over the new Karn just because of his static ability.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. It's okay. It's not terrible, but it's just okay.
The new Karn, I think, is terrible. So you're gonna get a 5th mana on turn 5.
Yeah,
that you can only use.
It's not bad.
Non-artifacts.
Okay. Will it see play? Probably not. Is it a mythic? Yeah, it is a mythic. It's like $1. It's gonna be like $1 or $2 mythic.
I think it's terrible. I wouldn't even draft it.
Yeah, it does not seem like
draft. It's great. What?
It's not getting a pass.
What?
In draft, it's fantastic.
You're gonna waste your turn 4 for that thing?
Yep.
No.
Ramping.
You're not. What? You're ramping for turn 5 for one tap. It's not ramp.
It's ramping. It's life gain.
Did you read the Power Stone?
Power Stone. It's not. It ramps for non-artifacts. Ramp.
I'm not playing this thing.
Yeah, I disagree.
I think it's okay. It's like it's weak, but it's okay.
I think it's going to see no play.
I bet you it sees playing decks.
People are like, oh, wait till you ultimate and get the artifact that you can keep repeatedly tapping for one day. Like, there's other things you can already do that with. So,
that's it. It's okay.
Terrible card.
On a power level, it's probably like a 3 out of 10. But like, what I'm saying is there are 30,000 plus Magic cards or whatever in this game. It's going to see play versus some cards that will never ever see play. It's okay. It's okay to have okay.
I can promise you, it won't see any play in any of my decks.
Yeah,
I can't think of a way that
I'm going to build a Karn deck. I'm going to wreck you with them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do that.
That's one of the reasons why I enjoy you guys. Yeah, dude, man, fucking A, shred it. So I like the back and forth, like the bickering that good friends can have. This is enjoyable.
I like to just mess with them half the time. Half the time, it's just they're not real takes. They're just kind of just to fuck with them. This one, I think it's okay.
I think it's a terrible.
It's a legitimate okay card.
Here's the thing: like he's the central figure in the story, and that's the power they gave him.
Yeah. He's weak for like being like a boss or whatever. Like,
there's some movies where the central character is just a little bitch.
Yeah, they're just okay.
And Karn's always been, kind of strong with the Karn Liberated.
Yeah, Karn Liberated is fantastic.
It was funny. I was talking with one of my buddies. We're trying to get a game of a couple games of Commander for next week. Somebody just made a new deck, and he was real excited because there's a new Ajani Planeswalker. And I said, don't be excited. It's just like the rest of the Ajani Planeswalkers. shitty cards.
No, wait, are you insane? Johnny's great.
I don't think Kajani's shitty.
Oh, wait, he's
I-
insane for Super Friends.
I
Oh,
don't
no,
think
no.
he's insane.
I hate when people use any planeswalker. It just slows down a game of paper Magic. It's annoying as crap.
All right.
I don't like planeswalkers either. There, I'll agree with you. I'm not a big fan of planeswalkers.
So I think as fun as
them.
pack opening Addict's new Atraxa deck is going to be, I think it's going to be kind of a grind to play against them on spell table. But hey,
I look deck it grinds to win, but it wins.
And that's the thing that I hate about planeswalkers, because there's so little interaction with planeswalkers out there, first of all. Secondly, when people tend to develop decks around planeswalkers, they tend to be very prison tax-ish, stacksy sort of type of events.
Oh my god, those
people call it Super Friends, but it essentially is, nope, you're gonna sit here and watch me play Magic against you. It's like, okay, fuck you.
Look at my Super Friends and you get wrecked.
Okay, but again, so do other prison denial decks, BBD, with your blue bullshit. You know, people don't like to sit and watch you jerk off playing Magic across the table while they're making a sandwich.
It's funny you say that, Pack, because I've actually, in a couple of different formats, I've heard different podcasters, Magic Gathering content creators talk about how when they build a deck, the format that they're going to play it in, if I'm playing on spell table, it might need to work a little bit differently versus if I'm playing with my friends at a kitchen table. The way that you actually are going to be playing that deck definitely functions differently. So yeah, it's very interesting to hear you say that you're making it based for spell table play. Very interesting. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, well, and you know, Turgid's a great example for that. If you know, Turgid can be very strong, but even just playing it yourself is such a pain in the ass. You're like, hold on, what is that card? And you got to write it down on a thing, and it's not easy to play. It's just it's like playing a Skewt Swarm, which can get ridiculously powerful, but who wants to sit there actually keeping track of 42 different types of Skewts that you have out there if you're not just playing a vanilla Skewt and you're mutating it and there's 50 different versions of it, and it's just a pain in the ass, and it's not fun to play in.
A Volo deck, and it's like a mutate kind of thing, and just him trying to
sit there watching him for 40 minutes on one turn trying to figure out all the different triggers that are going to pop in.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, no, Cub Warden already mutated once, so I need to make 2 more life gain tokens, and then but Migratory Greathorn, or okay, that's only 1 trigger. Fuck that noise, get out of here. And then you've got Panharmonicon or some dumb shit going off.
He's also again. I hear what you're saying. If that's where you're going, pack opening addict, that it's not only trying to build the most effective deck, but simply because spell table has some limitations that's you don't have sitting across from somebody in kitchen table, so to speak. So yeah, I get that. Like there's some decks that I play and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do like capture style decks, the clones and take control of and look through player's hand, like the ones that don't do reveal but look at player's hand. Oh fuck, like that is such a cumbersome mechanic because you're not supposed to share it with the whole table. Only you can look at it. It's like, oh, this is unfun. So yeah,
I think those are both very solid issues, and that's part of playing Magic, and it's very difficult to change the way that we're interacting with the game, going from paper cards held in hands to using cell phones and webcams to be able to broadcast to people live all over the country and to have that competition in that way. It's so different, especially when you're playing online. The decks I play on Arena, I would never play in person because of some of those mechanics. So
honestly, I would say, I feel you. Like I don't know, probably about the last 4 or 5 times that I've played spell table, which is how I've been playing almost exclusively for the last year. I walk away from the games, even with they're just friends and there's nothing on the line. It's like, all right, guys, I'm done. I'm going to just scoop. You guys okay with that? I don't want to like F you over, but we've been here 3 hours and I just don't want to do this anymore. I just want to go to bed.
I've got a Kaikar, Wind's Fury. Fuck, I love saying that. So I've got a Kaikar deck, and it's fair. It's fine. It's nothing fantastic, but it's so pillow fort that it really slows games down. And on spell table, that's not what anybody's really looking to do. So I had to tailor some of that to take a little bit of it out. I mean, Ghostly Prison's great, but it kind of makes those games really grindy, and no one wants that. Hey, what up, Endlesser? Oh man, you missed out on like a dozen polls, bro. You should definitely tune in next week. I'm gonna put out a poll. We already did a poll of polls.
We did a poll of polls.
So,
We're done pretty well. I'm pretty happy with our little event that we did. Definitely
Yeah,
going to be.
this was one of the most entertaining shows I've taken part in, and I love our conversations. But just the participation with the audience today has been phenomenal. I
Yeah.
think the analytics are going to be fun to look over.
and after all, that's what's important. We come here to entertain ourselves.
True.
We never know, Endlesser. We never know. We could even say, "Hey, we're about to jump off," and then we go for another hour.
True.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
sometimes we
And
actually
then-
do jump off and then continue talking for another hour.
I was just gonna say,
Oh,
the
God,
amount of
definitely.
times we've probably talked as much on on StreamYard off air as we have like made recordings.
Yeah.
Well, Endlesser, the poll was actually a game. We were basically playing the fuck, marry, kill, but we call it sleeve, sell, shred for Magic
took-
cards, and we were getting a live.
Put them up later.
We were getting, it was a live interaction with the audience to figure out. We were presenting them with 3 cards, and this is the winner for my choices of. That's the one we're sleeving up. That's the one we're keeping. And we shredded Faithless Looting, and we sold Lion Sash. But we were basically taking live polls, so you kind of have to be here for it to be more exciting, unfortunately. So sorry you're not here for that part of the game, but maybe next week we'll do the same thing. And you can go back and watch it and see if it's something that looks like it was fun. Yeah, if you scroll back through it. But overall, kind of where I wanted to go with the Dominaria United conversation was, for me. So I'll just share my opinions. I think it's a fine set. I think it's a fine standard set. I don't think it's I don't think it's as strong as Kamigawa. I don't think it's as poopy as the sets at the ass end of last year. I think it's a fine set. I think it's got some really cool stained glass lands and just some exciting things to see. The reimagined legends for box toppers. I haven't seen any textured. I know some people are cracking boxes already. I think Perp did that. I want to see how the textured are doing. I'm going to imagine that they're only going to do possibly mythics and rares, maybe only mythics. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see how they do that.
I'm just going to be very frank. I'm going to take every opportunity I can to shit on Mike. I really dislike that guy. So I'm going to do everything I can to like make animosity. So I just want to say congratulations. It's great to see an alcoholic really coming back and taking part in his community.
I don't know how you're talking about.
Oh, Perps.
Oh.
Yeah. I just really dislike him. I just imagine seeing him on a bus, like a bus somewhere, eating a hot dog and then just like smashing it in his face.
God, that's really bad. Oh my goodness.
I mean, of all the things he could do, is that really that bad?
No, that guy's.
I feel bad for the guy. I think he's made some poor life choices that has led him to the misery that he seems to be in. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. What God disgraced him with, he just kept doing terrible things upon. It was sad that he was born so ugly, but then to make so many mistakes in life.
And I'll say this, he seems like a super smart guy that just made a lot of bad life choices.
And he's really fast with his videos. I mean, that's one of the things about haters is we watch every video.
We're supporting you.
Yeah. It's like Dual Brain said earlier. Every time he gets a hater or a troll, he just pins their comment at the top because they tune into every video. They comment every time.
So the real all-stars.
Yeah.
We're not popular enough to have true haters. Matt's gotten a couple, but they didn't stick around. Yeah, but they weren't like true trolls. They don't like they're not like
they're
bad
kind of like,
luggage.
you have an ugly face. You got a stupid voice. Fucking 13-year-old this. Gotcha.
But they don't even hang around. They don't like come back and keep trolling. They just, okay,
I
cool.
thought it was the strangest diss ever.
Well, hey, dude, man. It's good to have you here.
Perfect,
You know,
dude, man.
Enjoy a toke on me, buddy.
I mean, Joey Moss isn't really going to be my cup of tea personally, but I respect BBD, and he's spoken very, very fine. Oh, what happened? Did you kick
Not
Matt
me.
out? You thought his voice was too bad? But maybe he decided that since Dude Man bailed, I'm out of here. But I mean, I don't want to talk trash about people as much as I can help it. I'll give an analysis. I don't know what you mean by what about Joey Moss. I don't really like his model.
Close the wrong tab.
That's yeah, I've done that so many times. I figured that's what you did. I was like, wow, he really liked the Dude Man. Just said, fuck it, I'm out of here. Dude Man left.
Hey, man, we're going to
Later.
real quick. I'll be back after the next spoiler.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like the model of I'm going to open packs at your expense. That just feels bad to me. Whether it comes through Patreon or just straight selling, that's my personal take on it. I only want to get back. If you guys ever watched Band of Brothers, there was a fantastic line from the, I don't remember the actor's name, that played Dick Winters in there. And he was reprimanding one of the other squad leaders that was gambling with the men, right? Playing poker or whatever. And he was reprimanding and pulled him aside. And he says, never put yourself in a position where you can take from your men.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about the audience. I'm here to benefit you guys. I try to share what I can. I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I try to be a genuinely decent, good human being. And even Matt sometimes asks me, like the one time he said, why do you care? Like if people spend all their money or do whatever the fuck they do. It's like I want it to be a happy, good community, and I want to try to share things I think can help enhance your Magic experience. Kind of like people that I was talking about with somebody today about opening packs. And we know that opening packs, 95% chance you're going to lose money. You open a pack, 95% chance you're going to lose money.
Do you have any time spirals sitting around that you want to put that up and talk about?
Go suck it. You can just suck it right now.
Yesterday, my buddy came over and I was like, hey, I've got 3 packs of Double Masters 22 draft. Now, we already made all our money off the box. There's probably nothing great in these, but it's really fun to open and it's got great artwork. Hey, Boomer, do you want to open one? Yeah, of course I do, Pat, because he's a dummy. So we open a pack each. I got a Phyrexian Altar and a Force of Negation in one pack. It's shit's so fun. Now, you just can't go wrong with that set. I don't know, personal opinion, but everything else.
I don't know. I opened 1 collector pack and 2 draft packs. And between the 3 packs, do you know what the total was of all the cards? The best card I got was an Assassin's Trophy full art.
Oh, so you're talking like $25 then.
What, for the Assassin's Trophy?
No, for everything.
Oh, yeah. It was like $35.
Yeah.
And I bought all of them at retail prices. So it was $40 for the draft packs and $75 at the time for the collector pack. Right? Real quickly turned that $120 with taxes into $25. And like I said, it's a real quick way to lose money. Now that's fine though, right? I was doing it because I wanted to crack it. If you go into it not expecting to make money, fine. You know, I don't feel bad for it. I've opened multiple boxes of Commander Legends with Matt. I've opened boxes just to be sitting there opening boxes with BBD. Right? He came to Ohio for a visit, and I'm like, hey, why don't we crack some Streets of New Capenna? Because that's what was the new set when it came out.
Streets is fun. I like that set.
Well, you know, I don't even know what the financial value is because I don't care. That wasn't the point of opening it. It was sitting around with another Magic player and having the fun of opening a box with another Magic player that was having fun just cracking packs. And going into it with that expectation that I'm not going into this trying to, rip wrappers to make money, right? So I was able to enjoy every one of those experiences, drafting Commander Legends with Matt, cracking a box with BBD, opening the product for the first time for Double Masters 2022, just in a limited extent to open them. And I don't hate that I lost, $85 or whatever it was. It just pissed it away. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I opened it. I scratched that itch. It's what I wanted to do. And I'm fine with the financial loss of it. Where people get into such a twist is they open it and they say, oh, this set sucks. And it's because they had
money,
a really hard time pulling their ancient copper dragon out of whatever.
Yeah.
That they had a hard time getting their jeweled lotus. That, when you go in with these expectations and it's a financial price tag that determines how much fun you have with it, that's bad, because that's not what the game's about. That's not what opening packs are about. And that's where my message goes. That if you're going into it with the expectation of I'm just going to have fun ripping the wrappers, and I have fun doing that too, folks, fine. But if you're saying that and you're just kidding yourself that I'm okay with all, opening a $200 box and getting $75 in cards, and then you're really pissed off when you do, you just had a bad experience with something that's supposed to be a leisure time fun activity. And that kind of ruins it. So, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about with the financial aspect of it. Is people often they'll say, "Oh, I know I'm going to lose money," but then when they do, it's like, "Oh, I really do feel bad." It's like, "Oh, that sucks." It's like,
well, nobody likes losing money.
It's not that you like it, but you missed out on enjoying the experience of opening the packs and doing the thing in the first place. You're missing the trees through the forest. My opinion. Again, like I said, most of those boxes. How much did we calculate? How much financial value did I win or lose opening those Commander Legends boxes at your house?
I mean, you pulled a mana drain, so that's already half the box.
On one box.
I don't remember what else you pulled. I just remember the
no jeweled lotuses.
Yeah, no jeweled lotus. I got one for mine. That was fun.
We didn't get any Sakashimas. We didn't there's a lot of stuff we didn't get.
You got a Nevermill's disc. You got
right. So we don't even know. We weren't tracking it because that wasn't the point.
No.
The point was
I was
to
just
sit
happy
there
when
and
I
draft
saw cards that were worth money, just because it's always fun.
So I was enjoying that experience for what it was, sitting around with you guys, having fun, drafting some Commander Legends. That was what it was about. Agreed. The money was a bonus. If you want to make money, which can be a thing, I spent an awful lot of time talking to you guys about it, which sets I think are the financial investments, and you keep that shit sealed. That's just how you do it.
Boring. I hate it.
It is boring, and you're 100% right, Matt. It's boring. It's unsexy, but it's like letting your mashed potatoes actually drip into your ice cream. They're merging on the same plate. It's a bad idea.
It's like eating mashed potatoes without salt or butter. It's just boring and just not great.
But that's okay.
That's
okay.
It
that's
does its
how
purpose.
you make the money.
It sustains you and it fulfills your stomach. So,
but that's so if your focus is the money, that's the better way to do it. And most investing to make money, most making money is not sexy. It's not exciting. It's not pulling a slot handle. It's going to work every day and grinding it out. It's going to college so you can go to work to grind it out. It's all those things that are not fun, not sexy. How sexy is money in a 401k? Like that's like watching paint dry.
I like watching the number go up.
Well, not lately. But at any rate, that's what I'm saying. It's not the flashy thing. Wealth building is not Rudy talks about it all the time too. That wealth building is not an instant gratification kind of thing. It's a long-term commitment. So when you try to mush it, and I know it's a very long-winded way to try to get to this point. When you're talking about Magic, trying to smush them all together in the same bucket, the investing part, the playing part, the enjoyment part, and you're trying to make it all happen at the same time, invariably something is going to lack. Either you're not going to get the investment or it won't be fun because you're not cracking it open. You see what I'm saying? Like, you should look at Magic because it is a complicated thing. There's a financial aspect to it. There's a collector aspect to it. There's a player aspect to it. That, trying to swirl it all into the same pot is probably going to lead to a lot of unhappiness for you as a player, collector, or investor. So understand what it is that you're doing. Understand that when you're opening it because you want the experience right now and the fun of it, and you're paying for that, just like gambling in Vegas. When you go in, guess what? They don't keep the lights on. Vegas was not built on paying people to come and play.
Yeah, it's funny. I was down at the store. I bought a couple of things at the convenience store. It's like, I got $4 extra in cash from this transaction. Should I just get some scratch tickets? I never do that. Well, the reason I never do it is because you don't fucking win. Like, don't gamble and try and win. You don't make money that way. That's why it still is a thing. That's why slot machines are a thing. That's why lottery is a thing. They make more than they pay, for sure.
And you're going to end up the very same way in Magic, right? Ripping wrappers. That's just the way that it goes. So I'm not saying don't rip wrappers. I'm saying when you do, be clear in your own head what it is that you're trying to accomplish, right? If you really want some cards, like I really hate the collectors that say, oh, I'm opening the boxes so I can build my collection. What a terrible way to build your collection and get the cards you want. That's an awful way to do it. It's a stupidly expensive way to do it. Like, if you want some shit out of a set, buy the singles.
Yeah.
Or like Matt does, have the proxies printed, because guess what? 90 to 95% of you are never going to play in a sanctioned tournament. So, there's no reason to do. No, Cothern, I totally agree with you. And that's perfect. Like and I bought cards on your channel. I've even done it with Pat and gotten a jewel notice for my efforts. We did it for fun. It was the entertainment value. And I'm saying, know that that's what you're doing. Know what you're getting into when you're doing it. And I think that will help enhance a healthy overall experience with Magic. Knowing what you're getting into before you do it. So anyways, I think that's a healthy way. I try to promote a healthy interaction with with Magic, because I want you guys to have as much fun as possible with it. That when you're looking at your credit card bills at the end of the month, when you're looking at your collection, when you're looking at the empty wrappers or stacks of cards on your table, that you look at it with fondness, that, oh, okay, I have fun doing all of this. I know what I got into. I know what I'm getting into, and it's all healthy and it's all good. That's where I want you guys to all be at the end of the day with this. It's a good, fun pastime, but it can quickly and easily, like gambling is a perfectly fine pastime for fun and entertainment. I have no problem with that. Now, if I see you whip out a credit card at a casino to get cash, I'm going to say something to you. Like, you remember the giant billboard outside that says, have a gambling problem, call 1-800, don't fucking do this?
Yeah.
You should go outside and call those people. It's a bad idea.
Don't be like my buddy and quit his job for trying to pursue a streaming career, fail at doing that, living at home with his mom, and then decides to get a part-time job to then try to. His excuse for a part-time job isn't to like try to become better and try to like, I don't know, like get out of his mom's house or anything. His excuse was, I want to get a part-time job so I can buy packs of Pokemon cards and open them. I'm like, oh my God, dude, come on. It'll be nice to be able to buy Pokemon cards and open them again. It's like, you, in your position, who doesn't have a license as well. He's like 30 years old, 33, doesn't have a license, lives at home with his mom. It's bad. And I try to like, he's a friend. So I'm like, I try to like tell him like, dude, you got to better yourself and you got to like do something, get your license, get a job. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Do something. That's rough. I want a healthy way for people. And it's just, that's not what's good for him.
There's a healthy way to interact with Magic, and I do my best to spread the message of love with all you guys, because I do care. If you're taking the time, your time, which is important, to listen to what the hell we're saying, which oftentimes devolves into eating steaks and whatever the fuck, I hope that you get something beneficial from what we talk about, at least, and you're like, hey, maybe there is a different way to look at it. And there's all kinds of messages that we try to save up, and we'll try to let you live vicariously through some of the expensive mistakes that we're going to make on your behalf. And Matt and I, we're going to rip the top off the lid. We're going to do Vegas the best way we can. I know a lot of people that want to go to Vegas, not only want to go to Vegas for the MTG 30th, but they want to do it. They want to have the experiences. They want to go fancy steaks. They want to go to the VIP rooms. They want to do, we're going to do that shit for you. And we're going to try to video a lot of it. A lot of it may not be at the actual convention itself, but I'm even looking into getting one of those gimbals for just walking down the street and looking at feathered butts. It's just a thing.
There's one thing I'm so not looking forward to during going to like Vegas and everything. It's the whole requiring a mask thing the entire time when you're at the event. And I get COVID's a problem, and I'm not saying it's not, but like if they're requiring vaccination and requiring, if you don't have vaccination, to take a negative test, masks are not needed anymore.
They're covering their ass.
I know it's not. It's the event. It's not even Magic. It's not even Watsy that's doing it. It's the event that's doing it. But with this, I might shave my beard off because of it. Like, honestly, because right now wearing a mask is horrible. It's super swampy. Having to wear the mask the entire day is going to just feel dreadful. I might have to buy a better mask or something. I don't know.
I did. I looked for like the most breathable masks. This is what I look for.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna try them out. I got some.
I'm gonna try them out and see. Because the current mask that I have is
I don't like them either. Don't get me wrong. I don't like them, but I'm not gonna miss the events because of it.
Well, no. I'm just saying that's what I'm not looking forward to.
That shit.
That's like the only thing I'm like, that and the flight is like the two things that I'm like worried about.
Should I make a poll? Do we need masks for Magic 30?
No, we don't need a poll.
Yeah, I saw those mesh masks, but I don't even know if they're going to say, no, you'll have to wear one of ours.
There's the guidelines on what masks are actually. You can't even have the one with the vents. It specifically states not with vents. There's like the ones that have like little like circle things on the side.
So you can look like.
I mean, it is what it is. I agree with you. It's not fun, but really, that's you can only really struggle about things that are within your control, and that's well beyond our control. So
yep,
right.
I'll talk about hot. Holy shit, wearing a helmet the whole time. Ugh, that's even less.
Yeah,
fun.
It's gonna be warm. But
yeah, I'm a fat guy, and I really hate
wearing most helmet's a cool.
Maybe it'll help filter out the unwashed smells that some people have at conventions.
So that's one of the things. So my LGS, to go there, you still have to wear a mask. The rest of my state, no mask mandates. None of that bullshit.
There's no mask mandates here either.
But I don't mind that much because there are some stinky fucks that go down to that commander. So yeah.
Oh, and they're going to be at the conventions too. If you've ever been to a convention, day one's
not too bad, I guess. I think I just have to find a better mask that's more breathable, that is comfortable. Because the current one I have right now is not. It's definitely not going to be it.
Yeah, day one's not going to be that bad, but by Sunday, it's going to be unfun to be around people there. I can promise you that. They're going to be jokers that are not taking a bath the whole time.
I'll be taking showers every day.
It's been like a month and a half since we had a bot come in a chat.
Aw.
I almost feel like
we're not popular enough for bots. We don't make their radar.
It's strange because we've had the most viewership this week. Then like we had 13 peak or some shit. So that's decent enough.
I think I saw at one point 16 people. Well, there was that one night where I asked my friend to give me a shout out, and we had like 800 people live one time. But
I don't know how legit that was.
No,
could have been true. I don't know.
Well, I've got a YouTube buddy, and he's pretty big. He's got like 2 or 3 million followers. And I was like, hey, man, do me a solid. Give me a shout. Yeah, he was just like live on stream. So, yeah, it's fucking endless. He got a great sense of humor. I enjoy this feller.
So yeah, I mean, I'll say that my final thoughts on the Dominaria United. It's a fine set your expectations. I would expect Brothers War to be honestly in the same vein as this. There's probably going to be some hook to it, going to be some catch to it, like the Lost Legends. But temper your expectations, folks. That we're probably in for very much the same. This, you know what power level Dominaria United very much feels like to me is very much like Streets of New Capenna, which is a fine set in and of itself. Got some good cards. This feels very much on par with that. So I don't think it deserves any hate, and I don't think it's a fantastic set. It's a standard set. They did fine.
Yeah, it feels very okay. That's like my current take on this set is I'm not one way or the other. And when it comes to collectors, I think there's a bit more juice in that squeeze than compared to most collector items of standard sets. So
yes,
I've seen worse entries in Magic the Gathering's history.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, collectors, if you're looking to invest in Dominaria United at all, I would go collectors. I would just get less of it and just get the collectors, whatever that means for you, because I think that's going to be the best line of this product. I don't know yet for Brothers War, but from what I saw, what I shared with you guys, the images, I don't think they're going to have antiquities or any other insert old cards here sets in Brothers War, because they announced the price point already on Amazon is like $217 for the collector box. So they came right out of the gate pretty much underpriced. So I would not expect to see. I'll be very, very surprised.
Interesting.
I'd be very, very surprised if Brothers War has anything super special like that. So
Right.
I think this is going to be an anomaly, and it was their kickoff for the 30th, and maybe even trying to ride the coattails of that. And look, we're about to get into a very busy time of Magic, folks. You're going to have a lot of releases between now and the end of the year. Seriously, if you think about it, there's only 4 more months left after this release, right?
Oh, look at that. Lance has got his tinfoil on tonight. Here we were putting up polls and being competitively, and he's out there. He's cooking up those theories.
So what we got coming for the rest of the year, folks, is we have Unfinity yet. We have Brothers War yet. Technically, we still have Dominaria United.
Bob, just to temper your hopes and mine as well, we're supposed to have Unfinity this year.
Well, no, Unfinity is going to be at the 30th event. There's no way they delay that.
I've been having this running joke that the whole point of Unfinity is that it will never come out. It's like the new Avatar movies. They're just not actually making them. They just keep putting out teasers and trailers and shit.
I couldn't get there, Colin, but yes, there's also Jumpstart 2022 between now and the end of the year. Plus, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of buzz around that whatever secret lair with the 30 individually packed cards for the countdown. I'll call it the countdown secret lair for lack of any better term. You still have the Warhammer 40K secret lair coming out that we know about, that people are pretty excited about. So understand, there is a lot of attention for your money between now and the end of the year. Like, it's been almost 2 months since we've had a release. So the pace is about to quicken starting in about 2 weeks. So hold on to your wallets, do your due diligence, tune into us. We'll try to give you as much info as we can. I do not expect to buy much of anything between now and the end of the year. First of all, I got to save up a bunch of money because Matt's fucking expensive and we're going to Vegas. And
I mean,
I don't know. There's going to be a lot.
Take him out to Denny's.
You best believe I'm going to be eating like Carl's Jr. and but there's going to be at least one steak dinner. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you got to get
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Just
giving you a hard time. I'm just trolling you.
Good shit.
But we're going to eat at Main Street Station. That's going to happen on the weekends.
Heard of that, so that sounds cool. I want to try a new place every day.
It's a buffet. It's a buffet. It's the best, for my opinion. It's the best buffet. And if you watch Travel Ruby for Vegas, she did a review on their buffet, and she did a review on a lot of buffets. I don't know. Do you like seafood? Because there's some that are like $65 for dinner, and it's all you can eat crab legs kind of thing.
Nope.
Man.
Seafood's disgusting.
I love seafood.
I think Phyrexian sets coming up in the next 2 years are just going to be some tasty shit. this is going to be pretty incredible. So
I'm
I
excited
know
for Brothers War the most of all.
some extra money coming in. You know, been working hard, putting my nose to the grindstone, and getting all that stuff set aside so I can continue to buy the products that I'm personally scoping into. Now, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go ahead, like and subscribe, and get more content like this. But until next time, hey, I think this is about all the conversing I can do about cardboard tonight.
I'm hungry.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate your time tonight. Check out, rewind the video if you haven't caught it from the beginning, and let us know if you want us to continue to do the sleeve cell shred as a recurring feature on Cardboard Conversations.
Later, guys.
Bye.
It's time for the 1 hour after show.